Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pez of the Mind. I'm Chris, aka the Mole. That's James Phoenix,
Hello.
and this is part one of our holiday reviews, where we both pick something to review, and they happen to both be on Netflix this year when we did it, because that's easier for us to both be able to see the same thing.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with this one, which is the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, episode 11, I believe it is, which is
Yep.
the holiday episode.
A Midwinter's Tale.
Yep. Which just went up. Not today, obviously. It just went up recently,
Hmm.
and yeah, so we're here to discuss that. It's set after the first 10,
Hmm.
which I know it sounds like it's an obvious thing, but we'll get to that. But yeah, it's set after the season, which
Hmm.
is fine, and it just deals with a bit of the a slight bit of the fallout, but it's mainly about these like naughty little elves that are stealing stuff, elf spirits, I don't know what you'd call them. I can't remember what they were called in the episode.
Mm. Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head.
They were like the festive boys or something.
Yeah, something like that. Which idea they were spirits of children.
Yeah, which was certainly interesting,
Yeah.
and it's about them overcoming that. And I'll just say I did enjoy the episode.
Okay.
I have some problems with it, but I'll get into that later.
Hmm.
But overall, I actually enjoyed this. But what did you think, Jim?
Yeah, it was enjoyable. I like the fact they kind of approached it from okay, this is how the you know the uh the witches who of course worship Satan. How their holiday is the winter solstice, and this was why it's important to them. And they light a Yule log because that is supposed to keep away evil spirits. And I thought it was cool, like I've established what the traditions were in regards to holidays in their world as opposed to the mortal world. So that was kind of neat. Um, I also like they did work in some of the backstory connections regarding Sabrina's mother, which was pretty cool.
Yep. Uh, the problem I have with this is I feel it should have been a bottle episode,
Okay.
i.e., removed from the rest. Not the type of one where it's just in one location, but the bottle one where it's removed from the rest of the season.
Right, right.
Or it should have been a prequel.
Hmm.
Because the problem is it's set after the events of season one,
Yep.
which was awesome, and the ending was fantastic. And then this comes along and it doesn't really advance much. It tries to, but then doesn't, and doesn't really do much. It's like, oh yeah, she signed her soul to Satan, but now she's not evil. But at the end of the season final, they were hinting big things were coming because she was evil. Now
Hmm.
she's just back to being Sabrina, just slightly darker.
Hmm.
And you're like, oh, okay. And it's like, oh, Zelda had a baby, and they kind of do stuff with that, but not much. And you know what I mean? And that's what this whole thing is. If something's happening, but not much. So
Hmm.
it's sort of it's the most mediocre episode of the whole season,
Okay.
but it's still good. It just I'd rather it be self-contained, so you could have done a plot and all that stuff without trying to do all the other stuff,
Hmm.
or done it as a prequel, so it's before she's a witch and stuff. You know, tied that way. You already know what's going to happen, where it's going, but you just show their first Christmas and maybe just add little spring kits to enhance and improve the world.
Hmm.
This way just seems like trying to have your cake and eat it too, and just failing.
Right.
Which I didn't enjoy that element.
That's fair. Yeah, like I said, I've only seen the pilot and this one. I haven't seen the intervening episode, so I can't attest to whether or not it has issues regarding the established continuity. But I also was a really
The problem wasn't the established continuity. I mentioned the problem was we had what happened. When it goes to this, it just means because they chose to prolong it, not much happens. It's like a wrestling feud where they suddenly add like an extra 2 or 3 rematches. Where you're like, okay, it's going somewhere, it's going somewhere. I mean, you're like, okay, now it's just kind of dragging at this point because you don't need this episode. That
mm,
makes sense. Like it's a bridge between the two seasons, and but doesn't really advance the first one at all.
mm. What seemed to me like it did purely in the vein of okay, they did establish a couple of important things. Number one, that Harvey is very uncomfortable with the idea of magic and what it involves, and he
That was
doesn't
already
want.
established. that was heavily established in the episode where his brother gets resurrected as a zombie. He has to take his brother's life and shoot him in the head with a gun. And Sabrina breaks up with him at the end of the season final because she's really not comfortable with witches and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's where he says it outright.
Yeah, he said it outright there when they broke up.
Well, either way, this is the part where he basically tells Sabrina, I stopped trying to do nice things with the magic, because she was, despite him saying that, she was still trying to use magic for him. And this is the part where it says, no, I really, fine, you got rid of my father's alcoholism. I appreciate that, but please don't do this again. It's weird. Stop giving me magic gifts. Stop doing magic around me. It needs to stop. I'm not comfortable with it. You need to respect my wishes and stop doing this.
Yeah, which he already did that. And she did it again. It's one of those things, to prolong it. It's kind of like the Aesop's Alzheimer's thing, where they just sort of forgot their own message, just to repeat it, like some shows do all the time.
Well, this felt like it had a finality to it, so I think that was important that it really kind of got across at this point. They also did the establishment of Sabrina getting to talk to her mother, and her mother giving her the advice against what Sabrina wanted, which was, I tried to follow your father along the dark path because of who he was, but I wouldn't wish that on anyone again. But in so many words, basically saying, I don't think you should try to, bring Harvey into this world. It's not somewhere he belongs, that he would be, that would work well. You shouldn't do that. Which is kind of, Sabrina was hoping her mother would tell her how to ease Harvey into the world so that he would accept it. And she kind of tells her the opposite of what she wanted to hear. And that kind of puts an interesting conflict in Sabrina's mind that they can develop in the second half of the season.
Yeah, which for me personally, I was like, that's one of the things that they added it in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
To then really not really add much, if that makes sense. Because previously in the series, she'd seen her mother in limbo, and you're like, oh my god. Then when she broke up with Harvey, she'd already come to the realization that she can't ease him into this, and she had to sign over her soul when she did it, and when she went down the dark path to save her friend. And she already, you know what I mean? She already knew this. So her mother's telling her the stuff she's already agreed to, and that's the reason she breaks up with Harvey. Is because she's like, well, I'm going through things right now, and we can't be together as a result of this. I can't bring you into this world, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Which was sad. I did miss how she broke up when she broke up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Which it was, which that was my only problem with this. It was still written well. It was still a good Christmas episode, and it was still fun. My only issue is I wish they hadn't done that aspect, because, like I said, it was trying to do both instead of just one or the other. And when you do both like this, it just sort of goes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't like that. I wish they hadn't done that.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I did also like I like the side story where it turned out the mall Santa was actually a Yule demon that was turning kids into evil wax dolls.
Yule demons, that's the name of it. Because that's the same thing as little people. They were also Yule ones.
Ah, okay.
I like that. And you saw like the tear in the dummy's eye when she looks at it, and which was cool.
Yeah.
I like it when they play up the horror elements. That's cool.
They do. I like how and then they sick the demon that's the mother of the children demons on the demon that tortures children.
Yep. Because that demon just wants children because she loves children, and she just wants them. Yes, she's stealing children, but she just wants them, if that makes sense. Whereas like you said, like the other one's hurting them, so yeah, she's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Which was brilliant.
So it's kind of really sick that her type of backstory was she wants children because she and another lady ate her own son and then backed down on eating the other lady's son. And I like even Sabrina calls out like, what is it with witches and cannibalism?
It happens. Literally happens. I believe the C in KFC stood for children at one point.
No, I'm pretty sure it didn't.
And the Colonel fed people his children.
No, I don't think that happened.
But eventually he ran out of children and just tried it with a chicken, and then some secret herbs and spices to try and match the taste, and it worked. And it became a massive success. Fact. Look that up online. That's my Christmas fact for the day.
Okay, why not?
Okay, no, that's not true. But no, I like this, and I did like you said, I liked the dual stuff of Winter Solstice and all that,
Yeah.
which was cool. And to be fair, I believe Winter Solstice, or whatever, I believe it actually technically was kind of a holiday.
Yeah, the idea of winter solstice is that it's a holiday in a number of pagan religions, and it's basically just it's the shortest day of the year, the day when when there's more nighttime than daytime, based on the phases of the sun and the moon and whatnot. So
It is, but also with the stuff they mixed in with it, I
yeah,
got the sense, like with the Christmas trees and stuff that they mixed into it, with how they did it and all that. I got the sense it was if you follow, and I can't even have to say it, but if you follow Christmas all the way back, from what people have said, it's not actually the birth of Jesus.
hmm
Because according to a load of people, where the stars aligned and stuff, it was meant to be like summer. They estimate around August, September. At one point, is what people were saying is when he was actually born. But they didn't want a holiday there, so they actually joined it with a winter holiday, which had a load of stuff attached to it, and it became Christmas.
that's
So
true.
I believe they took elements from the winter stuff that wasn't directly related to the Christmas elements, and I thought
Yeah,
that's cool.
which makes sense. Also, I did like, and I'm not sure if they've done this to the other episodes. I don't remember hearing it in the pilot, but I like how, because they worship Satan, and that's normal. When they want to do like cursed and things, they have like counter profanity. Like we think, like at one point where Hilda says that Zelda is heaven bent on doing this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, I get it, because hell is normal for you, so heaven bent would be the opposite.
Yep. They've done some stuff like that before now, like when they're doing prayers, and it's like praise Satan instead of praise God at the end. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's cool. It was also weird that what they did with Mrs. Wardwell in this, when she's back at the school and she's just back really not doing much in the background. She's doing
Yeah.
some stuff, but not much. Because the end of the season final, she rips off her face, reveals that she's a demon, and eats the headmaster of the school. I think it was the headmaster of the school. And now she's back in the school, and all the kids are there. No one's addressing the missing headmaster, which is how the episode ended. Which is one of the problems with placing it there. It's like, which to be fair, they might just not know, which is fine. They could be told he was off sick or anything off screen. That's fine. It's not a continuity issue.
Yeah.
It's just an issue for me personally as a viewer watching it. Don't place it there.
Yeah. That's fair.
I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
So, how would you rate this one?
Um, I think it's an enjoyable episode. I'll throw it an 8 out of 10. It's a good episode. It does well with the holidays. Like I said, because I haven't watched the ones leading up to it, I was a little bit off on some of the details, like Zelda having a baby now and some of the other stuff. So I have to go back and watch. But overall, as an episode itself, it was enjoyable. I thought it imparted some good lessons. I thought that it definitely added some good story elements regarding regarding Sabrina's mother and the lesson learned there, plus with Harvey,
That's,
even though that was apparently already learned.
that's
Um,
technically not her baby.
well, the baby that she has custody of, I'll put it to you that way.
Technically, she doesn't have custody.
Yeah.
She literally stole the baby because the high priest was giving birth and he asked her to be like a midwife. He gives birth to twins. She kept one and told him that the dominant son ate the other one because the high priest wants to kill basically any child. They believe the high priest, when that kid grows up, it's going to want to kill anyone who's got a claim to the throne because he'll have a claim to the throne, which worried one of them because one of the three evil girls is his daughter. It gets revealed during the series, which is cool. But she might not have a claim to the throne because only males can sit on the throne.
Okay.
But it's still an interesting dynamic when you see it, and you're like, oh, okay. So she doesn't have custody. It's not her baby. I was just explaining that that's what's happened. Why the baby's kind of important. If that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Because I imagine that's going to be a plot in season 2 of them trying. Eventually, they're going to find out, and hell's going to go straight at them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you don't kidnap Satan's baby. Well, not Satan, but it's the Pope. Satan's popes
Yeah, pretty much.
baby. But yeah,
Yeah, how would you rate this?
I'm going to give it a middle ground for this one.
Okay.
Only because it's like I said, it's not terrible. It is a good episode, but there is a lot of problems when you've seen the rest of it. It sort of just settles and goes middle ground for it, so it doesn't do much. But it, as a result of not doing much of where it's placed, it kind of semi hurts the stuff before it. Like when we talked about the first season as a whole, we were excited about the ending and where it was going to go and all this. And when you see this, it's just after the ending, it kind of hurts it. It's like, oh, I'm less excited now. Because essentially the status quo is almost reset. I say almost because they've put things back in a way that doesn't feel too dramatically different to the pilot. They're just slight differences. Like the Harvey Sabrina stuff is there, but it's a lot less in this one than it was previously in one of the episodes. And you're like, oh, okay. And you know what I mean? So and like her signing over a soul, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be the season where she goes evil. What's gonna come of this? Blah 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 blah. And this one, she's just sort of the same, but now she'll do the wrong thing now and again. So I'm gonna rate it middle ground for that one.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, that was a look at Sabrina, episode 11, A Midwinter's Tale, available on Netflix now. Check it out. And stay tuned, because coming right up, we're going to be doing another Christmas review of another Netflix property. This is the recent Netflix movie, Christmas Chronicles, starring Kurt Russell as Santa Claus. Stay tuned.
Yep.
Peace.